So Board Bill 126 committee substitute is a very simple bill. It's not anything like the other short-term rental bill that I carried some time back that has a lot of regulations regarding it. This is a completely separate issue. The one thing that this bill does is enable the license collector to collect the fee passed by the voters in 2024 with, it was then on the ballot as Prop S. We've talked to platforms. The platforms can send out internal correspondence to their operators once this is in place to notify them of the additional tax liability. The president's office is going to continue to work with those platforms to get a voluntary collection agreement in place. The license collector is supportive of this, and legal co-wrote it, so we should be good on language there. The only thing that this is doing is, setting up the platform to actually allow the license collector to collect the tax that the voters approved.
Okay, so my understanding is that people would still be able to get this license to run a short-term rental, and that would still be required to get a license to run a short-term rental?
So this is this essentially just expands the hotel tax to include short-term rentals.
I guess my question is, do people have to obtain a license to operate a short-term rental if there's no regulation that says they have to obtain that license?
I think, excuse me, yes.
Okay, so there is some sort of license that's required still, so that is somewhat of a control we have over. I ask because I have a lot of short-term rentals in my ward, and almost immediately after the regulations were paused because of that court case, the problem properties started up again almost immediately, and without an ability to pull back a license that they have, there's almost no teeth to being able to say, hey, you can't do that there anymore.
Yes, and so I want to be clear, though, this isn't about the regulations of that, and this shouldn't get hung up the way that those regulations did, because that's a Hancock argument that this wasn't approved by the voters, but with Prop S, it was explicitly approved by voters.
That's an important distinction, I think.
The thought behind this was that housing is essentially a zero-sum game. For every house that becomes a short-term rental, that is a house that someone can't live in. And so as we've seen a proliferation of single-family homes become short-term rentals, that means that there's less, especially kind of the starter homes, on the market for people who want to purchase a home. And so and this would only be a drop in the bucket, frankly, but to make an attempt to offset some of those rising costs as a direct result of the proliferation of short-term rentals, we thought that it made sense to allocate the money that way.
No, I appreciate it. I think ways that we can get creative with fees are always important, and I'm looking at page 4 of 6 that I think talks about the fees. Look like 50% of this affordable housing license fee would go to CDA. What I love about the other ones is, 25% of the fee revenue that's deposited also go to impacted tenants fund.